Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let's get right into the topics. Yeah, good morning. Good morning. How are you? How you feeling? Good morning. Good morning. How are you? How you feeling? Let's get right into it. What's going on? We want to talk about the latest immigration news. And we are taking questions here. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Talking about the latest immigration news. Hello, how are you? How are you feeling? Let me know in the comment. If you have a question, please put it in the comment section. We're just talking about, immigration related topics. But if you have your question, just put it in the comment section, okay? Hi, Family Entertainment. How are you? Major updates. Okay, what's the update? I'm trying to share the video on my IG. Okay. Okay. Hi, how are you? From New York. I filed my I-4 go based on VAWA approved my USCIS service center, but they transferred to Queenfield when I check. Okay. I mean, they can transfer it. If they transfer it to Queens, that's your jurisdiction. That's where they're gonna conduct your interview. I had my master hearing yesterday for my EOR 42B. Okay. So do you have the new date for your individual hearing? I guess they're doing it within 6 months, right? Maybe they give you another date. So, what is the update? Did you get a new basically a new date or? Oh, hello. How are you? Do you know anything about SIG changes? Yes. From what I don't take those cases, I don't really have clients in those cases, but from what I've gathered, uh, USCIS is no longer giving defer action once the I-360 is approved. So it used to come with defer action because defer actions basically prevent somebody from being deported, just like VAWA when the VAWA is approved or DACA when the DACA is approved. So the latest news was that they don't want to do it anymore. So if you have something like that pending, you're gonna have to talk to USCIS to figure out how to get the deferred action letter on your petition once it's approved, because they don't want to do it anymore. That's the latest news I heard about that. How long to wait? That I don't know. That's to be honest, I don't know. You're gonna have to just check online what's the estimate date for your service center and go with that. My first individual hearing scheduled for June 2020. That's good. At least you're still here. That's good. Yeah, just by the time you June 2028, it's almost like those people are gone, right? Let's see. When are they gonna be gone? When are they gonna be gone, by the way? I check it's showing average time 16 months. Okay. Yeah. And then you can put the date you actually filed to see if you can already file an inquiry. If you look down, it asks you put the receipt date and find out whether or not you can ask for the interview. I mean, if you can file an inquiry to, how you file inquiry to if it's past processing time. So basically you can try that online. Can someone with TPS someone? In order to travel, you have to have the real ID. Remember the real ID? Yeah, you have to have the real ID. Yes, it is. December 2020. Yeah, by the time those people will be gone, so you should be good. You should pray that they keep the date just like that, because sometimes they will push it forward because yeah, just pray it can stay like that. Is that the reason you were calling yesterday? Because I don't really pick up my phone unless the person need a consultation. I'm a solo practitioner. Sometimes people will be just calling for no reason. So that's why I tell everybody, if you want to talk to me, just schedule a consultation. Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't talk on the phone unless the person wants a consultation. Otherwise, they're just wasting my time. Um, yeah, but that's a good news for you. At least at least by the time you go to your hearing, those people, I don't think you have the stress anymore by the time you go to the hearing, if the hearing is maintained. So yeah, you'll not have the stress. So which is a good news. Yeah. Yeah, that's really anybody that's I'm trying to postpone a case that I have coming up on this year. I have even 3 cases coming up. Trying to figure out a reason to postpone it. For one, I already found a reason, but for the other two, I don't have a reason. We're probably just gonna go. So yeah, but it's really stressful this time if you go to court, and especially they're waiting for people outside of the court anyway. So yeah, but VAWA, even if you don't get the actual deferral letter, the law is pretty much clear. If you have VAWA approval, but even if you look at the notice, you can read somewhere it talks about deferred action in that VAWA application notice. You can read your notice and see if it talks about it. But even if it doesn't talk about it, the simple fact that you have it, the law is very clear about it. So it's a deferred action. You're already doing a lot of us for free. We appreciate. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for understanding. Yeah, to be honest, when somebody calls me on the phone, I don't, unless they want a consultation, they need a consultation, they can schedule it, or they have my actual client. Otherwise, it's just like, no, I can't be talking to everybody. I'm already doing it here. Yeah, thank you for understanding. Thank you for understanding. Okay, so what is the news we have? Let's talk about now the news. If anybody has a question, just put it in the comment section. Put it in the comment section. Anyway, what is the news we're talking about? We have a news. It looks like everybody already know what's going on in LA, California. By the way, I don't see why people like to live in California because first of all, it's too expensive there. But anyway, people make their own choices. But everybody has seen what's going on in California, right? So they're saying that ICE is going to be coming in other states. Let's see the news. Let me share my screen. 5 cities. They say here, you see, if you look at New York Times, it says ICE, even MNSBC, whatever that channel, talks about the same thing. ICE preparing raids in 5 Democratic states as emotional news. Newsom warns California may be the first, but clear won't end there. So basically, where ICE is gonna go, they are going to go in New York City, Philadelphia, Northern Virginia, Chicago, and Seattle. Tactical units are set to deploy without giving an exact timeline. So if you know somebody who lives there, New York City, Philadelphia, Northern Virginia, Chicago, and Seattle, Northern Virginia is pretty much close to us here. Yeah, you just have to let them know. Um, yeah, that's ICE is coming. They just have to be careful. And yeah, that's the big news. Let me stop here first of all. Then I can find if we have another news. Oh, we have another news about the medical exam of USCIS. They said that they went back to the thing again, saying that, remember this, at some point they said medical exam is valid forever. Now they went back to saying medical exam is only valid for the time being your case is pending, green card is pending. If the green card gets denied, when you file another one, you have to get a new medical exam again. Like to submit a new report. Basically go to the hospital, they do another exam, and then they submit. So yeah, that's another news we have here. Let's see. Yeah, let me just share my screen here. Do you think it's a good idea to file a joint motion to reopen with an approved I-130? If you're a TPS holder, you might have some luck with it. But if you're just a regular person who's trying to reopen old case, right now, I haven't seen anybody saying that ICE is joining motions nowadays. But I've heard someone, not my client personally, someone, TPS holder, I guess from Cameroon, who sent the joint motion to court, but it was actually denied, even though it was signed by ICE. But they're gonna resend it because I guess it was for technical reason it was denied. They didn't send it with all the documents, so they're gonna resend it again. So in other words, if you're a TPS holder, you can try. Looks like they still have luck, according to what I heard recently. But regular people, forget it. TPS holder who actually traveled outside and came back with a parole. So that's the deal. Okay. It looks like the ICE is still willing to do it for those people, but I personally haven't tried anything in that regard this year now. I think so. They should. I I don't do SIG because I don't have clients in that particular area. But I just read it, from the other lawyers in the chat room. They talk about it a lot. So I think so. That's what I will think. I don't see why it not going to be approved, right? So I think so. But again, I don't have enough knowledge on that subject because I don't really do it. Sorry. Oh, my sinus is killing By the way, we have 21 people in the house. Please like, please share before I share my screen again for this. Oh, sorry about that. My sinus is killing me. Uh-oh. Sorry about that. But anyway, so before I share my screen, please, please, please like, please share. Okay, we have 23 people in the house. Please like, please share so we can continue. Want to continue with the news here. Okay, so this is what USCIS is saying. Oh, we have a bad news for Brazilian national sentenced to over 1 year in prison for perjury. Yeah, perjury is basically lying under oath. So a Brazilian national residing was recently sentenced in federal court in Boston for lying on his asylum application at the immigration hearing. Oh, the Brazilian never disclosed that she was arrested in a case involving 11 people being murdered, mostly teenager in Brazil. Oh my goodness. Perjury. Yeah, if you then your asylum application is still gonna get denied because based on lie. Anyway, so she was sentenced for 1 year over perjury. Yeah, I cannot be lying under oath. That's really bad. It's better to tell the truth than to lie and go to jail. Um, okay, this is what I was talking about here. USCIS changes validity period for any form I-693 signed on or after November 1st, 2023. So any new form nowadays that was signed after November, what they're saying now is that um, it's only valid while the application, the form I-693 was submitted with is pending. So basically, when you submitted the application with your green card, that's the only time it's valid. If the green card gets denied and you reapply, then you have to submit a new one. Basically, go get the exam. Yeah, it's like, I don't know why they changed it again because they say it was valid forever. Now it's like no more. Anyway, so that's the news. Okay. Um, what else we have here? I mean, you can go and read it, the entire thing. Okay, MS-13 member pleads guilty to racketeering conspiracy. This they got arrested again. Yeah, so those are the gangster type of and racketeering is basically like oh my gosh. Anyway, it's basically like human trafficking, something around those lines. Um, yeah, let me stop here and see if we have another news. Oh, this is okay. This is crazy. Anyway, let me just share it. Um, see who has a question. Queenfield offices 80% case complete within 60 my file almost a 2 month. But when I put in credit showing not to contact them until April 2027, that's been almost it. You should call them. You should just call them. Just call USCIS to find out what's going on. Yeah, just call them. Is it safe to travel now with travel document? Are you an asylum that has been granted asylum? Yeah, because when it comes to traveling, you have to look at your criminal record. If you have criminal record, don't just travel because when you come back, they're gonna arrest you for that, even if it's like past crimes. So, and then depending if it's travel document in terms of you want asylum or it's just like advance parole, you know. Hi, how are you? I'm good. How are you? Is it safe to travel with parole? Why not? I don't think so. Nobody's doing it. But I talked to someone yesterday. He said that he traveled with parole and came back just fine. He's from Honduras and he came back. That was in February of this year. So that's when he came back. So this is a personal decision. Personally, if I'm not advising anybody to travel on parole. That's your personal decision. I just got back home from home. You went? Oh my God. You went home again? I, why didn't you let me? Because you knew I was going to say don't go. I don't want to lie. I had prayed earnestly, even fasted. I had no problem re-entering. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Again, personal decision. Personal decision. Yeah. If you want to travel on parole, personal decision. I'm not personally advising anybody. Uh, to travel, but if you go, you just go on your own recognizance, basically. Personal decision. Oh my goodness, this girl, she went home, she didn't even tell me. I was like, if you had told me, I was gonna say no. How long did you stay home? 2 weeks? I was gonna say no. But thank God you came back. I was gonna say no for good, for real. Jesus. How long did you stay? Yeah. Cristo Oduro, you see, somebody went home and came back. So it's just a personal decision. You and your gut, you and your, like, how they say it, God feelings, you and your gut. Like, if your intuition tells you to go, you go. If not, you stay. But I personally, I'm not telling anybody to go on parole. Never. Under those circumstances, never. So it's your personal choice. Is VAWA still good in the system? VAWA still good in the system? What do you mean by VAWA still good in the system? I don't understand the question. Less than a week, about 6 days. Oh, Griffin here back. I know that's why. Yeah, I see. But thank God you came back because if they had stopped you at the airport, I was gonna be surprised and upset. Like, why you didn't tell me? Now you're calling me anyway. But I'm glad you came back. I'm just glad you came back. Is VAWA still good in the system? I don't understand this question. Yeah, let me share my screen so we can continue with those news. Anyway, 19 people in the house. Please like, please share. Please like, please share. Okay. Because asylums are being denied. Oh, just know that VAWA, they're doing a lot of an investigation on it. So before they approve the case, they are going to be doing a lot of investigation. That's why they came back with interviews for VAWA application as well. Especially if VAWA is pending and green card is pending, just know for sure you get interview. So yeah. Good morning. How are you? Anyway, let me share the screen here. Okay, it says here DHS announces fine forgiveness for non-citizens who self-deport. This is just a way to get people to leave. Anyway, DHS announced that non-citizens who self-deport through the CBP um, home app will receive forgiveness of any civil fine or penalty for failing to deport the U.S. Currently, individual can be fined up to 1,000 per day. But anyway, even if the person get fined, where else they're gonna get the money to pay? But anyway, that's what they say. They're gonna forgive those who self-deport as far as fine is concerned. What is this one? It says USCIS determined that for July 2025, applicant in all family sponsored preference category must use the dates of filing chart and applicant. Those are for preferences. We don't do preferences, you know. Those are like F1, F2, all that. We do family base, immediate, immediate family base. Okay, the visa bulletins are up. Just trying to see. Yeah, visas are suspended for international students that we know. Yeah, I'm gonna stop here. I think we got pretty much everything. Okay. What else is Can someone travel with parole documents now? Well, people just say in the comments, if you were here, you can see it. I saw someone say they traveled, they came back with no problem. So that's a personal decision. Advice for marriage adjustment of status. Like what type of advice you mean? The goal of those interviews to find out if it's a valid marriage. Because if you've been with somebody, you should know them, right? You should know the family, you should know them, they should know you, they should know your family as well. That's what they want to find out basically. If it's a valid marriage. So you have to be specific, like, because I don't understand the question. Yeah. So what else? Okay. Anybody else? We want to wrap up. If you don't have a question, we're gonna wrap up here. What are the major news? Major news is that ICE raids is gonna happen in 5 Democratic cities: New York, Philadelphia, Seattle, Chicago, Northern Virginia. When? Nobody knows. They didn't say the date. Second news is that USCIS is saying that the basically the application for the medical exam, it's only valid when your green card is pending. Once the green card is, if the green card gets denied, you're gonna have to go get a new one and provide a new one when you reapply. Yeah, those are the two major news, and we already know what's going happening in court hearings. You know, uh, if you know a person who's been here less than 2 years, you know, just know that when they go to those hearing, cases are being dismissed, they're being placed in expedited removal proceedings. Those are the people who enter without inspection or with parole. Those type of people who enter through the border. Um, what else is happening here? What else is happening here? Um, yeah, those are the major news. And then, you know, if you miss anything, you can always rewind. But those are the major news. So what else we have here? Anybody else has a question? I guess we answer everybody question. I have to make a phone call. Let me mute myself. Sorry about that. I had to take this. This was an emergency phone call for one of my clients because, you know, we always have something is always happening. But anyway, so if you no longer have a question, we are going to stop here. Okay, please like, please share. If you miss the latest news, you can rewind. But for now, I guess this is it, right? Yeah, this is it. This is it. Thank you for showing up. Until next time.